All right, we're back with Mike Quincy from Consumer Reports, and he's talking about how to keep your car clean. We've got lots of questions here. This person's wondering about the car wash, the drive-through car wash, whether it's laser or whatever. What should they be concerned about, if anything?
Well, there's a few schools of thoughts about automatic car washes. Some people think it's fine. There's other automotive purists that I know that wouldn't dream of it. There are these things called touchless car washes, which are supposed to be non-abrasive and whatnot. But the thing with the car washes is you don't know how often they clean the things that are cleaning your cars. They have those big things of fabric that are going down, and you don't know if is that keeping any dirt or grit. I suppose a car wash is better than nothing, but I don't think there'll be any substitute for doing it yourself.
Okay. Well, this person's saying, I do it myself. Should I use a pressure washer on my car?
Not unless you want to get all the paint off your car. I think a pressure washer is definitely overkill. I would just use a hose, and if you have a nozzle on your hose, that should be enough. Certainly, as we talked about before, about cleaning the undercarriage, cleaning the wheel wells. But I think pressure washer is a bit too much.
Okay. Now, what about stubborn tree drippings? Someone's asking about that. How do you get those off the paint?
Back in the day, I actually used like kerosene or gas. Take a rag and gasoline would usually get it off. But these days, something like that approach is probably too extreme, and it might mar your paint's finish. I believe there are specific solutions and compounds at auto parts store that are designed to do that. But I would definitely Google that before getting crazy with some of my old techniques.
Okay. Tell me about what am I supposed to use inside my car if I'm not supposed to use Windex on all of the knobs and the steering wheel and all that kind of jazz?
I would just use a very mild soap and some water, and again, if it's dusty or dirty, you can actually if you have a light powered, like an electric blower, like you use to blow the leaves off of your back patio stuff, you can sometimes just whip through the car with that, but on a very, very mild setting, and certainly anything that's loose that you want to keep in your car, like that roll of Tootsie Rolls or something like that, they might fly out your car. But I would use just a light rag with a little soap and water to wipe it down and then dry it.
Okay. This next question is, what is the best way to clean your headlights lens?
There are very specific headlight cleaning products out there. The best ones are the ones that will buff the headlights, because most headlights these days are flush with the body. It's not like the old days when you just had a single lens that was put back into your car's grill. So there's definitely buffers, and there's also just regular car cleaners. But either a good buffer or some good elbow grease will help to clear up a cloudy lens.
Okay. So this is a tire question. How long should a new set of tires last if you are rotating them properly?
It depends how many miles you drive. It depends the kind of conditions that you're driving. It depends on how much weight you're carrying in your car. It depends on how diligent you are in keeping up your consistent tire pressure. All that stuff is going to depend on how long your tires last. There isn't really a specific answer because of all those variables, but there are tread wear ratings on all the tires, and you go to consumerreports.org, and we have this great graphic of how to read a tire, and you can get tread wear ratings and what that actually means. But usually you're going to trade off one for another. You're either going to get a tire that has a really good ride, or it's quiet, or it's high performance, or it lasts long. You're not going to get one tire that does everything. But we have awesome tire ratings at Consumer Reports. So like I said, it depends on a lot of different factors for how long the tires will last.
All right, so this one is, if a tire gets a bulge on the side wall, can it be repaired?
I would bring that directly to a tire repair shop and have it looked over. This is not something that you want to take any risks on. This is not an area of your transportation dollars that you should be frugal with. Tires are one of the most important things going on in your car. If you see a bulge in the tire, definitely get it looked at right away.
All right, we got about a minute left. How do I know if my tire rod is going out on my car?
Your tire, I'm sorry?
Rod? Your
tire wad?
Rod, R-O-D.
Oh, rod. Sorry. I'm sorry about that. I suppose if you're talking, oh, you're talking about a tire. Okay, so it's like a handling issue. If you see some wobble in the steering wheel, you're going down the highway and the car isn't tracking straight, or you feel some vibration, definitely look on getting the front of your car looked at, because it sounds like there's something wrong.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, we so appreciate your time, your expertise, and your humor as well. So thank you for all of that. If you missed any of this, we have it all written up for you on our website in the Two Wants to Know section.